Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, has been impeached by the National Assembly after 281 members of Parliament voted yes to support the motion of his impeachment, and 44 members of Parliament voted no to oppose the impeachment. That is above 2/3. Remember, for Gachagua to be impeached, the minimum number that was needed is 233 members of Parliament. So instead of 233, it was 281. So you can see the number supersede. For Gachagua's side, he needed to have 117 members to vote in his favor to stop the impeachment. So 117. Even if you take 44 multiplied by 2, it's 80. It's not even. So you got less numbers, very far away from trying to save him. There was one member of Parliament who was absent. And that's how the vote has gone, confirming that indeed the National Assembly has finally impeached Rigathi Gachagua. Now, there were 11 accounts of impeachment, and it seems the National Assembly had no interest in voting for each and every account separately. Instead, they voted wholesomely to all accounts just one time. Now, after this impeachment, the National Assembly Speaker, Moses Masika Wetangula, is expected to communicate or notify the Senate Speaker in 2 days' time. That means the latest Thursday, he should have communicated to Kingi in the Senate, who will now notify the entire House about the impeachment. So now the Senate will have a chance to go through the impeachment ahead of them. Of course, it is actually right now as a National Assembly resolution. It's no longer a motion. It's now a resolution of the National Assembly. So Senate will be looking into that. And then Senate will sit as, is it a quasi-judicial? Just like a judiciary on the, at a level of a high court, to listen to this matter. And for the Senate, they will not vote as a National Assembly. In fact, it is guaranteed. You know, National Assembly, it was just by a favor to call Gachagua to explain himself. They would have decided not to call him. But they called him to explain himself. Though in the Senate, it is a must. He has to be granted an opportunity to be heard. Because that's now where final decision is made in terms of completing an impeachment. Then they back mambo ya court to confirm. So for the Senate, they will be voting account by account, one account after the other, to all the 11 charges against Rigathi Gachagua. So until all the 11 accounts have been voted for, that's when now a decision will also be made. So Gachagua still has a chance in the National Assembly, in the Senate. He will also go and explain himself there. That's now where we are heading. So this is now already a resolution of the National Assembly. So it is no longer an impeachment motion. It is a resolution that the Speaker will write to the Senate to inform them. Now, I look at this impeachment and I ask myself a question. Yes, Kenyans are saying Gachagua must go, but again they say RUTO also must go. All of them, none of them is good. But look at how the National Assembly have behaved. Were they voting in the interest of Kenya or they were voting in the interest of an individual. You might think they were voting in our interest, but the other reality is that they were voting in the interest of an individual. Ruto does not want Gachagua. Amesema kwende, and is mobilizing numbers. You may attend. So, this makes me to reflect on the impeachment of the former agriculture CS Mithika Linturi, a man who sold soil, painted soil in the name of subsidized fertilizer. He was impeached, but the motion failed. There were not enough numbers. So if our members of parliament were truthful, what touched many Kenyans, especially farmers, it was the sale of fake fertilizer. I think that at the time they had to make a decision and set presidency. So now, even this one of Gachagua will come and find at least there was a foundation they had set out already. So for me, I am convinced by the fact that they are voting Gachagua out and they have succeeded, but they never succeed to vote out Mithika Linturi. It tells you that National Assembly is being driven by specific individuals. It is under capture. It is under capture. The same way they have impeached Gachagua is the same way they were supposed to impeach Mithika Linturi. But it seems someone had an interest in this issue of fake fertilizer. So they had to protect Mithika Linturi. But now we are here talking about Rigathi Gachagua. Since the boss does not want him, he has no way to survive. If the boss wants him, members of parliament will be directed on what to say, what to do, and Gachagua will have bounced back. He would have bounced back. But sasa Sayuko ameenda. This vote was in the interest of William Ruto. Bendi Gachagua hamutaki. But now also a lesson to Rigathi Gachagua. People are out here sharing photos of Uhuru Kenyatta in a very happy mood. Uhuru is smiling. They are also reminding Gachagua what he said when he was taking over power. They can remember everything. So it's also a political lesson for one Rigathi Gachagua. Sometimes think of what you're saying, how you say it, and how it affects people. By the fact that National Assembly has succeeded, it is very easy to conclude that the same way they mobilize numbers in the National Assembly, it can be the same way they can mobilize numbers in the Senate, and Gachagua will be impeached. National Senate is going to uphold the results of the National Assembly. What am I talking? Ikifika hapo, Gachagua is staring at a very hard situation whereby he can no longer serve in any office. He cannot run for any elective seat. Hata ikuwa ya MCA, hawezi. Hawezi kuwa pia hata mzee wa mtaa. He cannot. Simply because the law and the constitution cannot allow him to do so. Once you are impeached, you cannot serve in any public office. You literally just go home. Wana maisha sasa ya Mike Sonko Waititu. Gachagua anaelekea hapo. Huko ndio anaenda. So it's a lesson to learn. But he still has a chance to go and defend himself in the court. He will go to High Court, Court of Appeal, and he can go to Supreme Court. Hata akipenda na ataenda ile ya East Africa. Hapo ndio itakuwa iko mwisho. Hakuna kwenda Hague. Inaishi hapo. So he still has chances, but the fact is that members of parliament seems to be taking orders from somewhere. They are not independent, and as much they are trying to tell us that they are independent. By the way, this impeachment is also a trial on our new 2010 constitution. It's no longer new. It already 10 years. But it is a trial on our constitution. It is being tested. And indeed, imeanza kuonekana inafanya kazi. Unaweza tuma mtu nyumbani. Gachagua amejitetea kwa njia mingi. It's a repetition of what he had said earlier. But above all, I think we'll have a good opportunity in the Senate to defend himself. Mwisho wa mambo itakuwa hapo. Ibaki kubattle this case in the court of law. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.